Hey there, science fans! Today we're diving into the exciting world of chemical reactions with a special guest, sodium. Now, sodium might sound like something from a science fiction movie, but it's a real-life element found right here on Earth. It's a soft, silvery white metal that's usually stored in oil to keep it from reacting with air. Sodium is a bit of a loner in its pure form. You won't find it just hanging out in nature. It's always eager to mix and mingle with other elements, forming compounds like table salt. Yep, the same stuff you sprinkle on your fries. But don't let its friendly presence in our kitchens fool you. When sodium meets water, things get explosive. Buckle up, science explorers, because we're about to witness a chemical reaction that's sure to make a splash. Imagine this. You have a beaker of water, crystal clear and still. Now, picture gently dropping a tiny piece of sodium into the water. What do you think will happen? If you guessed a big, bubbling explosion, you're absolutely right. As soon as sodium touches water, the reaction kicks off. Sodium is desperate to lose an electron, and water is happy to take it. This electron exchange sets off a chain reaction, releasing a burst of energy. It's like a game of hot potato. But instead of a potato, it's an electron bouncing around, creating quite a commotion. As the reaction goes into overdrive, you'll see the sodium whizzing around the surface of the water, fizzing and bubbling like crazy. That's because the reaction produces hydrogen gas, which we'll talk more about in a bit. But that's not all. This reaction generates a lot of heat, enough to melt the sodium, which then darts around the surface of the water like a tiny shimmering speedboat. The heat can even ignite the hydrogen gas, creating dramatic orange flames. So, remember folks, mixing sodium and water is a recipe for an exciting but potentially dangerous reaction. Now, let's talk about that hydrogen gas. As the sodium reacts with water, it produces hydrogen gas as a byproduct. Hydrogen is the smallest and most abundant element in the universe, but don't let its size fool you. Hydrogen is highly flammable, which means it loves to burn. That's why the reaction between sodium and water often produces flames. In fact, hydrogen gas is used as a fuel in rockets. Pretty powerful for such a tiny element, right? This reaction teaches us that even the simplest elements can create dramatic and powerful effects when combined. Science is full of surprises, and that's what makes it so much fun to explore.